Hello viewers, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. This is MD Saiful Islam and assistant teacher of Pornojatu School, running on one, and you are most welcome in my Saiful English Academy again. My dear learners, today's class I have been present in front of you with a new arrangement, a new class, some rules of changing sentence about delay, especially from comparative to superlative, lecture. So my dear learners, no light, take a look at the board and try to understand. Thank you very much. But before starting today's class, my dear learners, I want to ask you some questions. My first question is, my dear learners, so what's a comparative degree? What's a comparative degree? Hope that you will be able to reply my questions. But I want to add something here, my dear learners. You told in my previous classes, my dear learners, when the form of an adjective is used, any form of adjective to compare between two persons, two things, etc. articles. At this situation, the form of an adjective is used, such hints of adjective can called comparatively. Okay, dear learners, of course you know that name from my previous class. But now my second question to you: how many ways we can select comparatively? Of course, I know that my dear learners you will be able to reply my questions, but I want to add something here, my dear learners. We can we can select compatibility into six ways. Number one, mixed, then number two, then any other, number three, then all other, number four, then most other, number five, my dear learners, then few other, and number six, then many other. Okay, my dear learners, it's a notable things, my dear learners, that we can select any compatibility into six ways. Number one, any kinds of statement mixed with then finally ended with an answer full stop. So mixed with then any other finally ended with an answer full stop. Okay, my dear learners, we can select compatibility into six ways. Number one, then number two, then any other. Number three, then all other. Number four, then most other. Number five, then few other. And number six, then many other. Of course, such kinds of words is mixed with any kinds of statement or sentence, and such kinds of words are used in the middle of the statement and finally ended with an answer full stop. Hope that you understood clearly. And now, my third question: what's a superlative degree? Of course, I know that my dear learners will be able to reply my questions, but I want to add something here with you, my dear learners, to compare all of our when the form of an adjective is used, such kinds of form of adjective we can call superlative degree. Okay, dear learners, and now my next question: how many ways we can select superlative degree? Of course, I know that my dear learners will be able to reply my questions, but I want to add something here. We can select superlative degree into two ways. The plus SD and one of the plus SD. But the plus SD, either the plus SD or one of the plus SD is used in the middle of the statement and finally ended with the notes of full stop. Okay, my dear learners, of that you have understood clearly. So, my dear learners, now take a look at the board and try to understand. My dear learners, now I'm trying to show you about the rule number one, changing rules of rule number one. So, take a look at the board and try to understand. Okay, my dear learners, rule number one. In rule number one, I'm trying to show you if any CD is mixed with then any other oblique then all other. Sorry, then any other. At this case, you will have to follow the following structure. Okay, my dear learners. Now I am trying to write a short structure for your development. Okay, my dear learners. So write down structure. structure. At first, middle learners will have to write down subject from the statement. Next, verb from the statement. Then, the is used. We'll have to use the. Next is the form of city form. Okay, my dear learners. Then after portion, after portion, after portion of then any other. Finally, ended with the notes of full stop. Okay, middle learners. Middle learners, with name, try to memorize the structure. At first, you'll have to use subject, subject, subject. Number two, verb from the statement, verb from the statement, verb from the statement. Number three, the is used, the is used. Number four is the form of city form, is the form of city form. Okay, then we'll have to use after portion of then any other, then any other, and finally we'll have to end sentence of sentence with the notes of full stop, with the notes of full stop. Okay, my dear learners, of that you have understood clearly. Now, my dear learners, I am trying to show you various kinds of example to remove the all complexity about this rule. Okay, my dear learners, so try to follow me. Okay, my dear learners, Abdullah was of that you have understood my structure. So, my dear learners, now I am trying to show you about some examples to remove the weakness and complexity of this rule, my dear learners. Number one example: Abdullah was stronger than any other boy in our class. Okay, learners, before converting this statement into superlative degree, must try to understand this sentence is a comparative degree as a not. And but I'm sure this statement is a comparative degree because this statement is mixed with than any other. And if any comparative degree is mixed with than any other, at this case you'll have to follow the structure, sir. So write down according to the structure sequence. Number one, at first subject. Here subject Abdullah. Then verb, your verb was, then the. Next is the form of city form. Here is the form stronger, and is the form of stronger is of course strongest. Of course you know that because these kinds of topics are discussed in my previous classes. Okay, my dear learners. Then next version, then any other boy in our class. Okay, my dear learners, try to note instantly and underline the strongest of that you have understood clearly. Okay, my dear learners, I can give you another example for your complexity to remove the complexity and weakness about this figure. So, my dear learners, try to note instantly. Bangladesh, Bangladesh is more beautiful country of the world, of the world. Okay, my dear learners, so underlined more beautiful, sorry, than any other, than any other. Okay, maybe learners underline than any other. Now try to use this structures pattern. At first we'll have to use subject. Okay, maybe learners, here subject Bangladesh. Then next verb, then the then ag form of city form. Okay, maybe learners, here city form you can see, maybe learners, city form more beautiful, and ag form of more beautiful, of course, most beautiful, most beautiful country of the world. Okay, media learners, and this sentence try to indicate the most beautiful. Okay, media learners, of that you have understood clearly. Okay, media learners, now I am trying to show you rule number two. Rule number two, and in rule number two, I am trying to show you if any comparative degree is mixed with then all other, then all other, you will have to follow the following structure. You'll have to follow the following structure. So, listeners, take a look at the board and try to understand what are the themes I want to make you understand. At first, I will have to write down subject, then verb, then the, then HD form of city form. Okay, my dear learners, but after HD form of city form, in this case, you'll have to use of all. Then next for sorry for son of, next for son of, then or other. Last, in last we'll have to use the not so full stop. Hope that you have understood clearly. Okay, my dear learners, and now try to memorize this structure. Now try to memorize this structure. Okay, my dear learners, what the prerequisite of this rule, my dear learners? This rule is main prerequisite of this rule, my dear learners. Any kinds of comparative degree mixed with then all other, then all other, then all other. Okay, my dear learners, and try to memorize this structure. At first subject, verb, verb, the SDF form of city form plus offer, of, all, next version of then all other, next version of then all other, full stop. Okay, media learners, of that already you have memorized this structure. So now I am trying to show some example to remove some complexity about this figure. So my dear learners, and stay connected with me and try to note instead what are the things I want you make you understand. Okay, my dear learners, poem was better than all other boys in our village. Okay, dear learners, underline then all other, then all other. Now try to use structures pattern. At first, we'll have to write down subject. Here, subject Korem. Okay. Next verb watch. Next the adjective form of fide, best, then of all, then next version of then all other. Here, next version of all other voice in our voice. Voice in our way light. Okay, my dear learners, underline of R. Underline of R. Okay, my dear learners, hope that you have understood clearly. Now, I am trying to show you another example. So, write down, my dear learners, Rohim is stronger than all other students in our class. Okay, with the learners underline then or other. Now try to solve yourself, my learners. According to the structures pattern, we'll have to write down at first subject. Here subject Rohim. Okay, with the learners. Next we'll have to use verb. We have verb is. Then the is the form of sitting. Strongest. Then of all. Then next version of then or other. Here next version of all other students in our class. In our class. So write down students in our class and underlined of all. Okay, my dear learners, hope that you have understood clearly. My dear learners, already I have finished rule number 1 and rule number 2. But now I am trying to show you the function of rule number 3. Okay, my dear learners, in rule number 3, I am trying to make you the relationship, the main prerequisite of this rule. If any comparative degree is mixed with with then most other oblique then few other oblique then many others. You will have to follow the following structure. Structure. Okay, the learners try to note in your catches with this structure. Okay, my dear learners, structure. At first, in this case, you'll have to write down at first subject from the statement. Next, verb from the statement. Then, one of the we'll have to use one of the. Then, as the form of CD form. Then next version of then most other then few other then many others. And finally we'll have to use the notes of full stop. Okay, my dear learners, hope that you have understood clearly. Hope that you have understood clearly, my dear learners. Now, try to memorize the structures, my dear learners. In rule number 3, I'm trying to show you, my dear learners, if any comparative degree is mixed with then most other, oblique then few other, oblique then many other. You will have to follow the flowing structure. Okay, my dear learners. So, try to memorize with me. Subject, subject. Number 2, verb, verb, verb. Number 3, one of the. Next, SD form of CD form, SD form of CD form. Next portion of then most other, oblique then few other, oblique then many other. Finally, we'll have to use the notes of full stop. The notes of full stop. Hope that you have understood clearly. Clearly. Okay, my dear learners. Now I'm trying to show you some examples to remove some complexity and weakness about or regard this role. Okay, my dear learners. So take a look at the board and try to understand and try to note instantly whatever the things I want you to understand. Okay, dear learners. So write down example number 1. Dhaka, Dhaka is bigger than most other country than most other sorry city of Bangladesh. Okay, Netherlands underline then most other. Okay, Netherlands now try to use the structures pattern. Okay, Netherlands you'll have to follow the structures pattern. You'll have to write down the answer script of these questions according to the structures pattern. At first, you'll have to subject. Here, subject Dhaka. Dhaka. Next, let's use verb. Here, verb each. Then, one of you want us to clearly make daily notes. Now, for your weakness and to remove the complexity of this whole my daily notes, I am going to show you some example. So, my daily notes, take a look at the board and try to understand and try to note instantly. Number one, Dhaka is bigger than most other city of Bangladesh. Please underline than most other. Okay, with the learners. And now, according to the structures, start to write down subject. Here, subject Dhaka. Next verb is next one of the. Then as the form of city form. Here, biggest. Bigger, biggest. Okay, media learners. Next version of then most other, then many other of then few other. Okay, here next version city of Bangladesh. City of Bangladesh and underline one of the biggest. One of the biggest. I can give you another example, media learners. The cow is more useful than few other animals. Okay, major learners underline then few other then few other. Okay, major learners now you write down the structures pattern according to the structures pattern. Subject the cow. Next verb is next one of the is the form of CD form. Here is CD form. Learners more useful. Useful. Learners is the form of more useful of CD. Of course, most useful. Okay, learners. Next, we'll have to write down after next portion of then few other. Here, the portion any miles of that you have understood clearly one of the most useful underline. Okay, my dear learners, today's class in my today's class I am trying to discuss about various kinds of roles from comparative degree to superlative degree. Hope that you have understood clearly, my dear learners. But before finishing my class, I want to review today's full class. My dear learners, in rule number one, we saw rule number one, we saw then any others, then any others equal to the plus st. Rule number two, then or other equal to of all, and rule three, then most other oblique, then few other oblique than many other is equal to one of the plus SD. Okay, my dear learners, there is a great relationship between this status pattern, my dear learners. From here, you have to mind that, my dear learners, if any competitive degree is mixed with than any other, and at the time of converting such kinds of competitive degree into superlative degree, you'll have to use the plus SD. The plus SD. Okay, with the learners of that you have understood clearly. Rule number two, you'll have to mind that, if any competitive degree is mixed with then all other, you'll have to use of all middle of the statement at the time of converting any compatibility into superlative. And in rule number from rule number three, you have to mind, if any comparative degree is mixed with than most other, then few other, and then many other, you have to use one of the plus HD. Okay, my dear learners, my dear learners, today's class, I am trying to make you understand the various kinds of rules of telling sentence, especially serial number 4.